Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to call this meeting to order. Have a seat.
I'm working on it.
Working on it, okay. All right, today is a special call meeting of the Commissioners Court of Hood County. It is Thursday, July the 6th, 2023. We're in the Emergency Operations Center located at 401 Deputy Larry Barrow Drive in Granbury, Texas. Let's see, who can we give to? Randy Ellis,
Yes, sir.
give us the invocation this morning, will you please, sir?
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for giving everyone in this room the opportunity to affect change in our community. Thank you for all the blessings that you've given us. We pray for your wisdom and guidance through this meeting and through the budget season. And we always ask for your protection over our families. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Well, what do y'all want to do, the American pledge?
Yeah, let's join me in the pledge to America. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag.
I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Okay. Okay, the first item here to be discussed today is matters related to the 2023 budget. May adjourn into executive session as authorized by the Texas Government Code, section 551.074, personnel matters. Okay, open it up.
Well, I just put this together so that we could continue to go through the budget and have whatever discussions we need to have. We made some progress last week, but still got a lot of work to do. So, I mean, I don't have anything specific. Just wanted to make sure we had time to get together and talk about it.
Kind of a ballpark number that we would need for the
Yeah.
insurance.
Yeah, that's we need to give Melissa a specific number, or at least, or within a few head count.
Sure. And like I said, an estimate is good for me at the moment. We can move from there. It'll be up to the court, getting a little bit closer to finalizing the budget as far as a definite number, which will go to the auditor.
Well, okay, so right now we're averaging 317.
$317 a month, yes, on average.
Anybody else want to contribute anything?
I think we're hammering a lot of this stuff out the
Yeah,
other day.
I don't know if Becky's where'd Becky go?
She's took out for good.
Okay. I don't know if she's had time to make any adjustments that we discussed, but we might want to go over those.
You know, a lot of people have switched, the state offices have switched to the HMO, which I used to see HMO and just immediately wad it up and throw it in the trash can. But from what you've been sending and what we've all been saying is that it's not that big of a difference anymore. And that the only thing that I keep seeing that keeps coming up is that people going to chiropractors. And that's may or may not be covered. You know, am I right about that?
Well, what it boils down to is some of the chiropractors that are currently being used may not be in the HMO. So if an employee or covered patient wants to see a chiropractor, they have to start with their family doctor and get a referral to that chiropractor if they're in the HMO. If an employee chooses to go to a doctor that's not covered or in the HMO, they'll just pay full price of whatever that doctor charges.
Well, as Has anybody reached out to you? Has any employees, when we were discussing this, has anybody come back?
Well, Commissioner Andrews said he's had some reach out to him. Like I said last week, an HMO puts a lot of the burden on the employee. You have to have a family doctor to get a referral to just about anything you do. And you know, that's what Jonathan spoke on. There's a few things that you don't have to, such as an OBGYN. There's a few, I think, an anesthesiologist, which is gonna go hand in hand with whomever's performing your procedure, the facility. There are some areas that you have a little bit of a leadway, but for the most part, everything a covered patient would do, they would have to start with their family doctor.
No. What do you find a lot of negativity?
Everybody that's reached out to me on this has
Says they don't want to get a family doctor?
so they don't want to go with the HMO. Some of it is something's progressing or whatever, you've got somebody referred, something comes up, getting it switched over, especially with split families, that seem to be a recurring thing. Like if mom takes the kid to the doctor and dad's the one with the insurance plan, or vice versa, then that.
And no doubt, that could be an issue. We do have employees who have their dependents covered, but yet they don't live here. They live in San Antonio or Austin, you know, maybe further into the Dallas area. So yes, they could see a little bit of lag time, to say the least, because they're going to have to fall under that HMO and possibly hunt a different family practitioner.
Well, when you say a lot of people, what do we talk about, 5, 10?
Yeah, probably 10, have reached out to me on that.
I've had about 2 or 3, so yeah, it's all negative, it's not positive.
Yeah, that's what I said, I used to see HMO and just, but with a lot of the state, and a lot of other counties have switched over too, haven't they?
Some have, yes, mainly because of the cost. I did visit with the county recently about switching over, and you know, she said the first year was not fun because there was a lot of change, and again, burden is going to fall on the employee.
You know, and that's in ways offset with a significantly lower deductible.
Yeah.
That, and ER copay is significantly lower going between option 1 and option 2. And, yeah, I mean, this is not an easy decision, and I tell you, I walked in here without my mind made up. I'm ready to be convinced either way on this thing.
Well,
It's pretty much already voiced my opinion, so it's for option 1.
yeah. We got enough money to pay option 1, Ms. Kidd,
How much you need?
on the insurance?
How much do you need?
Well, I don't know, I guess it depends on how many employees.
It's-
What do we say?
And a lot, based off of 25 employees, it's $3,183,024.
Based on, that's an increase of what, over what we currently have.
This is that spreadsheet that I emailed probably about 2 weeks ago.
So based on 325 employees, it's 265,000 more.
Correct.
So it's an increase.
And that's based off of the last year's budget, which was based on 310 employees. Our saving grace with our medical insurance is usually our jail is never staffed, fully staffed. So that helps us at the end of the year because we have not paid for those premiums.
Make that 11.
11 what?
Negative comments.
Yeah.
Didn't we talk about, or the last meeting about one of the last meetings, that we could just set the money, whatever that may be, into, just go ahead and put it in there, and then if we don't need it, we don't need it?
That's correct,
Because we can't-
yes. And no doubt there's probably a carryover this year because of not being fully staffed in certain departments.
To offset the increase.
So we don't have everything put together on deciding yet on which plan to go with, but we can, and we don't have anything put together with exactly how many new employees. But if it's a no-lose situation to set the money aside, I don't see what, for that part of it, the finance, I don't see why we just don't go ahead and do that. And then now, or whenever we get it on the agenda, and then we'll see where we land when, we will not, I talked to Richard Petrie, the interim director of the appraisal district, interim chief appraiser right now, and he's said that they are on track to get us the appraisal numbers on time by the end of the month. So that's gonna help us, we're kind of put the cart before the horse.
Well, we have to
A
decide.
decision
what
has to
plan.
be made today on the option. Yes, it's due today.
Oh, we gotta do that today?
Yes.
That's what agenda item 3 is.
So Melissa, how many other, I guess this is based on 325 employees, how many other employees waived medical?
We have 19 employees who waive.
Okay. So that should help give a little buffer too.
Sure, it does, yeah. We would be
That's one of my
budgeting for more.
contributions.
Thank you.
I would think we'd go ahead and base the number, again, as Commissioner Eagle was stating, we don't know where we're gonna end up personnel-wise, but we base it on the 325 for whichever position we take. And again, that money's set aside. If we don't use it, we're to the good.
That's correct. I would just feel better knowing that the court's aware, has at least an inkling of what they need to budget for, based off of which option and an estimate of employees.
We've budgeted $3,056,000 so far. That's what I already have in place. Anticipated an increase, and that's what I already have in place.
Say that again.
$3,056,000.
So today on agenda item 3, when we get there, you'll need to know which plan and approximately the number of employees.
I'll need to know which plan. It'll be more important for the auditor to know the number of employees, because
Okay.
that's how she's gonna be able to budget.
Okay.
Anything else?
Any budget matters that, Becky, that you need to discuss with us in executive session, or?
In executive session.
Today, are you asking to do that today?
It's on here, right?
Okay, yeah. So I guess we need to do that.
Well, we're gonna have to go into executive session in number 2 on the real estate. Do y'all wanna go ahead and take up item number 3 and vote on that, and then go into executive session and discuss 1 and 2? Yeah, that's,
Good idea.
that's a good idea. So let's get down then into item number 3, which is discuss and take appropriate action regarding Hood County employee health insurance benefits for 2023 to 2024 fiscal year. We've discussed this quite a bit. We've got the sheet, nothing's changed on this.
No, sir.
Anybody want to go out and just lob a motion out there?
Yes, I would like to make a motion that we approve the Hood County Employee Health Insurance Benefit using option 1 as stated on the handout, with the county paying the entire amount of the increase based on a number of 325 employees. And as has been previously stated, we're not bound by that number.
Okay. I hear a second.
Actually, is 325 enough? If we're at 317 right now, I think I'd rather overshoot just a tiny bit. I guess that doesn't really matter.
Well, keep in mind, you got a 19 employee buffer that way benefits.
Right.
No, well, I mean, I think we're still paying for 317 right now.
Yes, we are.
So that's,
Yeah.
the 19 has already been.
Oh, we're paying for 317, not
On
320.
average, 317, yes.
I'll second it.
Okay. So we have a motion made by Commissioner Wilson and second by Commissioner Andrews
That's the one.
to go with option number one, with the county paying the entire increase that would be to the county employee based upon 325 employees. Any further discussion?
Does the court want to go ahead and address the reimbursement to the medical deductible right now?
Yeah, that's part of it, yeah. We still keeping that alive.
It's been successful the
It's
past
been
2 years.
successful, right?
Yes, yes, and I think the employees are very grateful when they do receive that reimbursement.
And what is the amount that's reimbursed?
Currently, it's $1,500 towards the $4,000. Anything above $2,500, the employee is reimbursed if they notify us and complete the form.
Okay, with that addendum regarding anything above the $2,500 is reimbursed by the county.
Currently, yes.
And that's part of the motion.
I will
Well-
amend that to yes.
Then that ups the county portion, the deductible goes up $1,000.
Yeah, it goes to 5,000.
Right.
So you wanna go to 2,500 reimbursement as opposed to 1,500, which we're doing currently?
I think yes, because, and I think that's,
That's been a lifesaver, it really has, I
And
think.
how many people are utilizing the reimbursement in the last year?
Currently, we have approximately 18 to 20.
Okay,
There will be more during open enrollment because so many forget about it.
right.
We talk about it during open
We
enrollment.
did that last year, we had the
Yes.
same issue,
Yeah.
yes.
So we may be looking at 25 to 30 possibly.
So are you saying because the deductible's going up, the amount to be reimbursed will also go up? Or are you saying?
I was
the
asking for
threshold?
clarification on that,
Right.
because, I mean, is that what we wanna do, is go ahead and up that to 25?
I
Split the
think so,
difference, or
yes.
what's the?
If we're picking, because here's the thing, if we don't go where the county picks up the entire, coverage for option one, then we're asking the employees to give back anywhere from at least an hour and a half to almost 2.5 hours of pay a month to offset the difference from what we're already paying. And that's, so why would we ask them to give back part of the raise, whatever that may be, that we give them when we iron out the final budget? Gonna do that, so we go ahead and take it to 25.
I agree with that. The inflation is going up. You can't give them a raise and then just go ahead and take it away by having them contribute back into it. That kind of defeats the whole purpose of the raise. To try to meet inflation, everybody's having a hard time.
So I just want to clarify, are you asking, does the threshold increase when you reach a certain amount of deductible, or are you saying the threshold stays the same, but because the deductible went up, the county kicks in more?
Yes, I
It's the
think
second thing.
that's what I was asking for clarification.
Okay, I
Yes,
just didn't know
that's-
which
that's
one
where
you
we
were asking.
And, the option, from what we have right now, by raising that deductible, it's $102,000 less than the option we have now, the current year's plan. And, if 20 or 30 people, and some of them may not even be all the way to the maximum deductible, I think you're probably has some
That's true.
in between there. And does anybody remember what we paid out of that account last year?
I
I
want
mean,
to say.
not this year, because we're still.
Right,
there'll
the
still be
previous
those
year, I
stragglers,
want to
yeah.
say it was we had budgeted, I believe it was 60, and I think we paid out less than 30 maybe. But some of that carried over into this fiscal year, and I believe it came out of the current line item,
Oh, okay.
the reimbursement.
So that's been a great offset to.
Medical reimbursement, in 2022, we had 90,000 budgeted and 23,000.
Okay, but some of that was paid out in the current fiscal year from last year, because the billing is a month behind.
Okay. With that addendum, with the adjustment for the deductible, that's part of the motion, you second that?
Can you have a clarification of the motion you're on?
Do I?
A clarification of the motion? Because there was a lot of
Yes.
stuff going on.
I appreciate it asking.
Okay, I think it's very clear that we're going with option number one for 325 employees, with the county paying the additional cost for the county employee. And as far as the medical deductible having increased, the county will still provide the reimbursement based upon the $1,500 deductible, right?
No,
When they-
25.
Yeah,
Right?
anything above the 2,500.
Anything above the $2,500.
Yes. Which would mean an employee could receive up to $2,500
Right.
reimbursement.
Both of them are 20.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the motion. Okay.
Correct.
All right.
Yep.
And that was made by Commissioner Wilson, second by Commissioner Andrews. Any further discussion? Okay, call the vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Carries unanimously.
Thank you all.
Okay, good.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's, I think that was the best thing to do. Now, the fact that we're gonna go into discuss personnel matters in real estate, I guess at 9:26, we're gonna go into executive session right back here into this room right here. Okay, we're back on the record at 11:18, and on both additional items, on both 1 and 3, no action was taken. They're work in progress. And we will probably be meeting back in the next week or so to do it, but significant progress was made, but nothing we really can talk about. Of course, we haven't gotten the figures back from the appraisal district.
1 and 2, Judge.
1 and 2, yeah, we took care of 3, I'm sorry. Items 1 and 2, okay? So that's it. So at 11:18 and 47 seconds, we're adjourned. Thank you.